backbone of the APHO program. And also, he was known for his interactions at Homi Bhabha Center for Science Education for last many, many years. And I think who are doing very well now. And that is the real, commitment of the person. They not only work uh, eh, alone, but work as a group and act as a person who is, uh, you know, I don't find a suitable word for that, imposing kind of a person. We will always miss Professor Benayak, and I express on behalf of IEPT and on my personal behalf heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family. And I pray to the Almighty to give him place at his feet. May he live long in our memories and maybe find inspiration from his work which he has done for community as a whole. Namaskar.
I request Rekha Gorpade, madam.
Um, I actually never imagined that I will have to. I'm still in a shock, actually. I have really lost a friend and a mentor. I've been working with him in various capacities uh, for last 25 years or more, actually. Because when this Mumbai Sub-RC was formed, Katdare sir was a EC member and I was just ordinary member. So I've been trained under him for IPT activities like others also. And later on, we met at HBCSC for Physics Olympiad program and then Junior Science Olympiad program. And the association and the learning continued. And I just can't imagine JSO program without Katdare sir. Because for last 3 4 years, ever since JSO program is given to IAPT, it is JSO is equal to Katdare sir and Katdare sir is equal to JSO. I mean, people here present, the resource people will agree with me. And when it started, we did our first OCSC in HBCSC. Before that, actually, I mean, how to build the whole setup. So, first name, like we have to identify the coordinator, and the first name that came into my mind was Professor Katdare. And I just talked to him. We had discussion. He has guided me on how we should go about it and how we should proceed. And he readily accepted the coordinatorship for that. And ever since he's been, a guiding force for our JSO program, even after we shifted to Bangalore. Uh, I think every program, like I just can't imagine if after we have shifted to Bangalore. I have every visit of mine to Bangalore. I think I was accompanied by him. So I have never traveled without him. You can see. So last visit, I think right starting from Mumbai airport to the 15 days camp and coming back to Mumbai, Katdare sir was. And he used to many times say that because of your motivation and this whole thing, this JSO is taking shape and it has come to this level. But it's the other way around. And I used to tell him that, sir, because you are behind me, we could do it actually. So he said, no, I'm not behind you. I'm always with you. And these words, I think, I don't know how. I'm so sorry. With these words, we could proceed. I have a lot of things to share, but I think I won't be able to talk. I just pray God that his family gets sustained. Thank you.
Next, I request Professor Oglapurkar.
Good evening. Professor Katdare was very dynamic personality. All of you know that I was working as exam coordinator and exams were being organized from Pune office. For all the time, Professor Katdare helped us. I think right from 2003 to 2015, for 13 years, Katdare was with us. He was helping us in so many ways. When we started the centralized distribution of exam parcels, Katdare came forward and to all the centers in Mumbai, he had shouldered the responsibility to distribute the exam parcel, question paper, answer paper, etc. It was a gigantic task to handle about 50 centers in Mumbai. Initially, only Katdare was working, and then Madam Rekha Gorpade joined. Both these helped us a lot. Our expense for that car to take the question paper parcels to Mumbai was much less than whatever we would spend for courier or even registered parcel. So I can never forget the efforts Professor Katdare has taken in shouldering this responsibility. Is formerly our NACP examination had B part. Katdare every year, Katdare came for evaluation of B part answer papers, and very efficient and excellent in his work. So he helped us for IIPT exam work throughout my tenure as exam coordinator for about 13 years or so. Apart from IIPT person, he was my personal friend. Very jolly, pleasant personality. He had come to my house in Kothurud. I had also visited his house in Hindu colony Dadar below the Tilak Bridge. I enjoyed a high tea with Professor Katdare in his house in Dadar. Very pleasant personality. Whenever I was working in HBCSC for OCSC and other things, Professor Katdare was always bringing Shegao Kachori, very tasty.
Hello. I think the network problem is there.
Instant tea with kesher flavor. Once again, at some time I had said, and immediately he brought that instant tea with kesher flavor, and he informed me that kesher instant tea is there for you at Chelagiri. So many memories I can never forget. Very jolly friend, very pleasant personality, excellent worker. So I'll always remember memories of Professor Katdare, and I pray the God that his soul remain in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I request Professor J.P. Katdare.
Okay. Friends, to say a few words about my friend Katdare sir is very difficult because I have so many years of close association with him. We came in contact because of Darkar sir. We used to work together during RGCs, OCACs and PDCs at HBCSE. I cannot forget the long discussions we had over various problems. I remember the actual results of theory questions verified with the help of experiments many times. Very recently, in May itself, we were working for OCSE physics. That time we had some questions in theory, And we performed 2 actual experiments in HBCSE lab to verify that result. And we enjoyed that very much. He was very critical in checking the wording of the problems and their solutions, marking scheme, word by word. I remember we had arguments and counter arguments for choosing a correct phrase or even a single word so that the meaning should be very clear to the students. I always remember Katdare sir acting like a student when he went through the question paper and the solution and so on. Katdare sir had an innate ability to connect to students. I remember him talking to students on various occasions, and I know that even all of us we know, since he played the role of leader in number of Indian delegations at IPHO, Astronomy Olympiad, Junior Science Olympiad, he knew exactly where students fall short in performance. He always used to talk to students during PDCs and give important tips before they went for the international event. Apart from participating in HBCSE programs, we had WhatsApp contact throughout the year. So even though the meeting at HBCSE used to be after a gap of 6 months or so, we used to communicate with each other on WhatsApp. He was very jolly and had a sense of humor. I remember many jokes shared and good forwards also. He was really foodie. I remember that very much. He was really foodie and used to enjoy the morning breakfast, evening snacks, and a variety of things, including ice cream and all those things. The memories will continue to haunt. I have a feeling that Katdare sir could not stand the unfortunate and untimely demise of his life partner. Very, very shocking. I pay homage with heavy heart. May his soul rest in peace. I pray the Almighty to give courage to the bereaved family and even to all of us to stand to this sudden and unexpected blow from the blue. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Thank you. Next, I request Professor Bhupati.
Namaskar. This evening we have gathered for an occasion which I believe nobody could not dream of, and we never felt that such a sad day will come so soon. I came to know Professor Katdare through the activities of IPT, particularly at HBCSE in different programs, RJC, OCSC, first in physics, then in junior science. And once we started interacting, I found him a very nice person, not only from academic point of view, but also a very good human being. We had many chit chats, even when we were free, as Professor Gadre was mentioning, when we were taking our lunch or tea. We had so many other things we discussed, and I really enjoyed because what I found that he has got very wide range of experience about handling the students, and he had really a very rich experience because he had handled the students at different levels. I had come to know the students through the exams and so many other activities. His experience was immense in this regard. And unfortunately, uh, this year also, only in the month of May, we met in HBCSA, and he was working as usual, and He was full of energy. We never dreamt of a day coming so soon when we shall not have him among us. Professor Katdare, so far I have collected from discussions, casual discussions from him, he taught in a very good college and he had a very galaxy of students, I believe. They are placed in very good places in Mumbai, and some of them were already even in the HBCSE. But I never found him that he is trying to tell us someone that he had some great contribution for having that student in such a great position. But he always said that, well, we saw them in the formative years, they were good, and subsequently they did well. This is a wonderful approach from a teacher, and I believe similar thing has happened to the large number of physics Olympiad students and junior science Olympiad students whom Professor Katdare has come across in their formative years, and later on they have gone to do very well. And I strongly feel they took up some pieces of physics, some pieces of training from Professor Katdare whenever they have met him. Anyway, we have to accept this hard reality that he's not with us, has passed away much earlier than normally we expect. For a normal lifespan, we normally expect in India, it was much shorter than that. Still, we have to accept this reality. And as Professor Godpade has rightly mentioned, that it is going to be a good concern, big concern for the Junior Science Olympiad program because of his absence, because his contribution was so immense. You cannot really specially underline it, but you are surely going to feel it once he is not here with us. With these words, let me extend my heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family and his close associates. I really, I mean, I really take pride in the fact that I had the opportunity of meeting and interacting with Professor Katdare, and I strongly feel the personalities like him, the workers like him in IIPT have made IIPT where have brought IIPT where it is today, and we really look forward similar type of IIPT members, IIPT activists. Though I know it's not at all an easy task to identify similar people. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you. Next, I request BP Tyagi, sir. Tyagi, sir. Okay, I think Professor Achyuta, please.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Professor Katdare, we are not just mourning the loss of a teacher, but of a guide, a mentor, and for many of us, a member of our own family. Professor Katdare was a teacher in the truest and most complete sense. He carried a very rare charisma, a gift for noticing even the smallest efforts and achievements in a person and making them feel genuinely valued for it. His conversations, whether about physics or about life, as many of us actually shared, were always warm, always encouraging, and always left you feeling a little lighter and a little more confident than before. I first came to know him during the early days of Physics Olympiad RGC at HBCSE, and that association only deepened over the years. For the past 3 years since JSO began in Bangalore, I had the great privilege of working closely with him. He guided me through every step of that journey with patience and generosity, never once making it feel like a burden to teach or mentor me. But his presence went far beyond academics. He was close to us in our personal lives too. Someone we could turn to, someone who made time for us. Just a month ago, after the JSO OCSC, we traveled together to Mysore with some senior members. And that memory is still so fresh, so alive that it feels impossible to accept he is no longer with us. I know I am not alone in feeling this loss deeply. It is like losing a family member. He may not be physically present with us anymore, but remains and will always remain in every heart he touched, in every student he encouraged, and in every conversation that made us feel seen and valued. Professor Katdare, your guidance shaped us, your warmth confronted us, and your memory will never fade our hearts. At this moment, I would like to mention that in JSO OCSC, next year we are planning to, in the next academic OCSC program, we are planning to have a prize in the name of Professor Katdare as a fitting tribute to the amount of things that he has done to JSO program in India. So, thank you.
Next, Professor VP Tyagi, sir. You can speak, sir. Mic is unmute. Okay, hello. Tyagi, sir. I think there is some problem, sir. Next, I request Professor Raghavendra.
Tyagi sir is speaking,
Yeah.
it seems.
You can
Hello and good evening, everyone. Indeed, it's a very, very difficult and a sad moment for all of us. For me personally, it's a loss on almost all the fronts. He was not just a member, in fact, who was there in JSO and trying to actually help us in this, but also a friend. I must admit that I was almost 14 years younger to him. But still, he considered me as a friend and then used to share a lot of things. Around June 16th or so, he called me and wanted to actually find out as to how I'm doing because I had just joined a new institution. So he spoke to me almost for 20-25 minutes. And on 27th, if I come to know that he's no longer there, it was almost a heartbroken. I mean, it is something like when you lose someone in a family, you feel so sad about it. Even now, I don't want to believe that he is no more. I interacted with him, in fact, in Homi Baba Center for the first time, almost 20 years back. The sharp way in which he used to ask questions and reflect upon it, not trying to say that he has found out something that you don't know, but it's about sharing this. There was, in fact, immediately I started, in fact, liking and loving this person. But our connection, in fact, became more. We started interacting almost on a daily basis when the JSO thing came from Mumbai to Bangalore. He was that institutional memory for us. Whatever JSO was before coming to Bangalore, we got all that information, all that knowledge, all the wisdom that was collected over so many years to Bangalore through him. I think Rekha ma'am would agree with me that his own involvement in the physics part was enormous. The way that he used to basically bring in that element of finality, that refinement, and then make it into a very nice question or a problem. I can never find, in fact, another person like him. My interaction with him over the last 2-3 years has become more also because we were both, in fact, in that NCRT team writing for that 11th standard book. He has a very good contribution in 2 chapters, in fact, in that 11th standard. And I came to know that NCRT also was planning for the 12th standard book, and he would play a very important role in that as well. The JSO team, in fact, everyone in the biology and the chemistry used to envy us because we had this person like Katdare sir standing in the back of us, trying to see every question paper, every experiment. Perhaps he's the only person who has seen all the experiments and the papers for the last 3 years and given very insightful comments. Though we can't really even imagine Katdare sir is no more, but look at the destiny. He loved HPCSE so much, and finally he had the last breath also in HPCSE. I find that this to be very, very befitting for a person who lived for physics, who lived for Olympiad, to also end his life in HPCSE itself. Very few people can, in fact, be as lucky as him to leave his dream, to leave his life in this way, and also give up his life in the same place here like this. In fact, a lot of, say, old people in my family always used to say, Anayasena Maranam, Vina Dainiyena Jivanam. I think he was an extremely good example for that. In this age and era, having, in fact, a life which is completely filled with joy and fulfillment, and also contribution to physics, IAPT, JSO, NCRT, and to his own full, family of his students. He was so proud of them. In fact, he used to remember every student of his and used to say, they have achieved much more than me. He was so proud of Mahesh Shetty. He was so proud of Arnab Bhattacharya. He was so proud of Anmol. They were all, in fact, his students. He used to say such wonderful words about them.
2 इंच के ले लो, 2 इंच के ट्रांसपेरेंट.
Shishyat ichet parajayam. In fact, I was feeling that the affection that he used to show. How can we forget those evenings, the tea that he used to actually share with us? He used to prepare tea for almost everyone in the camp. And also that affection, I think 1 or 2 days I was not able to actually eat because of some restrictions. He used to get those mangoes. He had bought, in fact, a box full of mangoes, share with us and then give it. So in terms of being a good friend, a person who would actually correct every problem in physics and also in the experiments, and then affectionate, say, brother, I mean, it's such a big loss. In fact, I really feel sad. And every time he used to save us in correcting a question and then saving a question, he would say that I owe a masala dosa for him. So this time he had told me that you owe 4 masala dosas, remember? So when I come for PDC, 4 masala dosas are there. But instead of masala dosa, he said, you should teach me how to make masala dosas so that when I come and stay in Mumbai, I'll be able to actually prepare them. Sir, not just masala dosas. I think we owe a lot of things to you. With a very heavy heart, I pray God that his soul be rest in peace. And I'm sure wherever he is, he would always be actually praying that JSO be well, Olympiad be well, and also the entire IAPT and physics community, the wishes. So I pray God that he soul rest in peace, and also condolences to his beloved family. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity, sir.
Next, I request BP Tyagi, sir.
Am I audible, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and this time. Really, with a heavy heart, we have to say, I do not have much interaction with Professor Katdare, but he was a genius person. I interacted with him a little when we were conducting Asian Physics Olympiad 22 in Dehradun. And he was here, and he was very dedicated and devoted to the work assigned to him, and everything he talked with me, how things are to be done and everything. We have really lost an important asset for IAPT. IAPT has lost something which is really irreparable, cannot be obtained, and we have to work without it. I wish that his soul rest in peace and have consolation and condolence for his family. Thank you very much, please.
Thank you, sir. Next, I request Swapnil Bangar. Swapnil Bangal. Professor Dasgupta.
Thank you.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
please.
Bole? Yeah. Katdare and my association goes back maybe somewhat what Bole says himself. I was in Siddharth College and he was in Ruparel. He first came as an examiner to Siddharth in somewhere in 83. Since then, we were associated and knew each other. We participated together in almost all the programs of IAPT and carried on the work whichever was assigned to us. Like Professor Uglakapurkar has mentioned that we were there for framing questions. We were there for making corrections of papers. Professor Dharkar would send me particularly on multilingual papers because I could read and assess the other languages or some 4 languages. And we were also together actually when Homi Bhabha Center was established and shifted to first in the present premises. The first batch of teachers who were to be experimented upon by the faculty there. Katdare and myself were there in that group. And Professor Bhattacharjee was also one of the resource persons. We enjoyed thoroughly. Our interactions continued. We participated together in JSO, Physics, Olympiads, corrections with Professor Aglapurkar, Professor Gadre. Now we were personal friends because we shared our rooms several times when we were staying together in some of the other programs. We were in the same room. And when we were in the same room, we share a lot of personal habits, and maybe that is why we became very close because lots of our own personal habits were also similar, getting up early in the morning and all the chores. Astronomy Olympiad, the Junior Astronomy Olympiad in Kazakhstan, he was with me. We traveled together. We shared all the experience. You have all mentioned his contribution. And he personally helped me in all the physics problems, etc. And whenever we had something to issue, and then we were in touch with each other, having discussions on WhatsApp and otherwise. And after his wife's sad demise, I knew he was not as comfortable as he was before. But I don't know, there is a word called sthitat pradnya. So dukheshu anudvignavana, sukheshu vigataspriha, bitaraga bhayakrodha, sthitadir muniruchyate. Katdare reminded me of this sloka. He was never excited with anything, never very sad with anything. And whenever you would go to Dadar and all, you'll say, come down, we'll go for a cup of tea or have a breakfast together. I was shocked. Actually, we were to meet after his wife passed away, we were crossing each other all the time. But I was really upset when I got a phone call from Aniket that something is wrong with him. So we tried to contact his son independently. We could. I wanted to meet his son. I had met both the sons before also, but then his immense contribution everywhere in every subject. He's a tremendously focused person. His physics was his first love, and he would go anywhere with physics. We attended camps with Professor Verma. We attended camps to other places. While RC, Sub-Regional Council, Mumbai 8, there was nobody around. So myself and Katdare shared the responsibility of running that for about a couple of years. And then it was handed over to Mahesh and others. Obviously, they are better persons. And yes, he was very proud of his students. Najma was there, then Mahesh, Shirish. He would always say that, well, Shishyat Putrat Parajam Ichchetar, are like Khalil Gibran had said, that the parents and teachers are like bows from which the arrows will be shot, like the students are like children are like arrows who will be shot, and that energy was supplied to all the students by Katdare. He was very meticulous in his work. We slept sometimes, but we shared, and I think I don't know how to put it in these words. Of course, we had one thing in common. We never believed in soul. After death, it's an end of your life. And okay, we'll remember you, Vinayak. We'll remember you all the time we spent together and correcting each other, feeding each other, and going to places, even other than physics. There are so many topics we would discuss. 5 p.m., I received a response to my message to him, and 5:45, I received a phone call from Aniket that he is, and 6:15, Shirish confirms that he is no more. My respect to him. Let me see if I can try to follow him, though he was much younger than me, about 5 years younger. Let me see if I can follow some of his examples, even at the age of 71. Thank you.
Thank you. If anybody wants, one can unmute the mic and start.
I request Professor Vandana Namal from TRFR, please.
Yeah, thanks you. So Professor Katdare had joined Ruparel, I think, in 82, 83, and I was just a student at that time. So he taught our batch, and I'm sure he has shaped many, many lives like ours, and innumerable students are really indebted to him. I have had few interactions with him over the last few years, mainly because through the HBCSE, and as a lot has been said about him, and I think, yes, he was a very good teacher as well as a very good person. And yes, he'll be very, very dearly missed. And yes, it was too early to go. There was so much still to be done. And he was the kind of person when you meet, you feel, oh, okay, next time we will do this, we'll talk to him this, we'll discuss this with him. So it was really very difficult and a great shock to all of us. It will take long time to come to terms with it. There are few people who leave such big void, and what I can see from here also and from my personal experience, I think he leaves a void which is going to be very, very difficult to be filled. We will miss him. We'll cherish his memories. We'll try to emulate his ways, but we'll miss him dearly. May his soul rest in peace.
Rohini madam.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
So I first started interacting with him in 2018. That was for Vigyan Pratibha project at HBCSE. Um, at that time, the teams were different: physics, chemistry, bio, and maths. But I remember for the RGCs, the way he used to explain each and every activity and how it will be tried with teachers. It was something to learn from him. But after almost 7 years, I met him again at Chalkere last year. That was in May 2025, and I was not expecting he would remember me. And when I walked up to him, he said, "Hello, madam. Did you recognize me?" And I was surprised. I said, "Sir, I thought I will ask you this." But then, yeah, we had a very good interaction. And I knew from other friends at HBCSE that he was a very good teacher. I also saw how he taught us during the OCSC. And I would tell them that yes, this is a learning journey that I have just started, but no one knew that it would end so soon. Certainly, we'll miss him. And like Raghavendra sir said, yes, we always envy the physics team because Katdare sir was there with the team. But there is a lot that I could have learned from him, we all could have. But unfortunately, that is not to happen. My condolences to his family and the community. It's a huge loss.
Subhajit is there in the meeting.
Yeah, he's
Subhajit Sen. I think he is there.
Next. Next.
Kavita madam is there. Madam, you must have worked for long years. Kavita Bhaktani madam.
Yes, good evening. Actually, okay, I've interacted with Katdare sir many times. First, when we are going for paper correction for junior college board exams, so he was a moderator. So we had interacted then, like with him, and we found him very knowledgeable. And later on, he conducted many workshops for revised syllabus for physics. So I've attended many of them, and I gained learned a lot from him. And also later on, we had called him to Somaya College to give to give lectures to our students, moderator lectures for our students, and also we had called him to conduct IIPT Olympiad exams, guidance lectures for him. So we always found him very knowledgeable and very helpful, and he guided us also a lot. So we'll really miss him, and he was a very great physics teacher. Thank you.
Kamla madam.
Will anyone else like to speak?
Well, I would like to say something.
Yes,
Um,
sure.
when we had 24 years training, he was one of the resource person and such a knowledgeable person. Even in our 12 years training, he was there. And once coming from a convention from Pune, he had come along with us, and he stopped at the food stall, and he would say that he loved vada pav, and he would never go to Pune without eating it and come back without eating that. So, and such a knowledgeable person. Even I got to know about him um, even before I had joined IIPT, being one of the physics members. May he rest in peace.
Yes, will anyone else like to speak about Katdare sir?
We have some biology, chemistry teachers also here. Chikate sir or Palande sir. Anyone would like to? Mrunal
madam, do you want to say anything?
Vase is there. His colleague.
May we call Professor Madhusudan?
Yeah, I think I was going to.
I think.
Madhusudan sir, please mute and.
Thank you very much for this. My first impression is that after listening to what everybody else has said, I really feel that I have missed something big in my own academic interactions with him, because I got to know him only about 2-3 years back, thanks to the Junior Science Olympiad. So that was the first time I interacted with him. And to begin with, I must admit that I was very nervous to speak physics in his presence. But then he slowly encouraged, and his warm words of appreciation for very little things done filled so much confidence that I could go to him and speak at length. And especially during the last year JSO programs, we really got a bit close, spoke quite a bit. And this year, unfortunately, due to my own health limitations, I could not stay in Chalkere for a long time. Just spent one day there. But when we did catch up during the valedictory function at Vidyavardhak Sangha College, he was inquiring about my health and so on, and then said by next year I should be fully fit and so on. And one thing that I really missed, like a couple of people mentioned, was the warmth with which he made the tea at Chalkere campus at the end of the day, which actually helped us relax, refresh, and also reflect upon many things that were done during the day. We miss all that. But most importantly, a couple of things which I came to admire in Professor Vinayak Katdare was the meticulous nature of his approach to everything that he did. There was nothing that he missed, and especially the sessions when he addressed the students during the Chalkere camp, I could see that he paid attention to such minute details that one can only guess how good his classroom teaching must have been. And in that sense, I feel very unfortunate that I didn't come under his influence as a student of physics. But I'm extremely thankful to the little opportunities that I had over the last 2 years. And I have very happy memories of a very warm person. And just when we were looking up to him for more interaction, this fate has dealt a very cruel blow, I should say. I could not believe when I first heard, but yes.
Vijay Soman, sir.
Sorry, there was a small interruption. Sorry for that. So finally, I would like to express my heartfelt condolences to the family, and may his soul rest in peace. I'm sure that his inspiration will keep us going into this various physics programs in the community. Thank you very much.
I have Vijay Soman, sir. Yeah.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. I have no words to pay condolences because I had a very long interaction with Professor Vinayak Katdare, sir. He was a good teacher in every sense. All the qualities which are required for a good teacher were truly imbibed in him. No politics, no bias of any type, only a good teacher. And I'm going to miss him a lot because whenever I used to have any kind of difficulty, I used to consult him and he used to teach me like a good teacher. May his family members have enough strength and all the IIPT family and all members have enough strength to bear this unsurmountable loss.
Shamala madam.
Bhuvankar.
Sir, I would request others if anyone else wants to speak. Will Mronal Vazde like to say anything? Being she was his colleague for a long time. Hello, Mronal. Would you like to say anything? Okay. So I suppose now no one else is there to speak. So now let's come to the end.
Madam, can I speak?
Please.
Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
yes,
Madam,
Chikate
Rajiv
sir.
Katdare speaking.
Yeah, Chikate sir, yes.
Yeah. Katdare sir and myself had an interaction of almost 4 years. Actually, Professor Gadre and Professor Oglapurkar introduced me to IIPT way back when it was there in HBCSE, I think 4 or 5 years back. And we started interacting with IIPT more through Katdare sir and Gadre sir and Oglapurkar sir. I'm from chemistry background, and chemistry team used to be there where I interacted more. One thing I found with Katdare sir is his knowledge about the science, not only physics, but the way he used to interact with me for trivial questions pertinent to chemistry, maybe related to something physics or the conceptual understanding of chemistry with the physics background. We used to interact quite a lot through those interdisciplinary questions, which were actually the genesis of IIPT, I suppose, or Science Olympiad. So we had a very nice interaction crossing the boundaries of the subjects. Jokingly, he used to say that I have very few friends in chemistry because they mess up everything in the lab. But behind that concept, he had a clear understanding that chemistry people they mess up the things, but they come out with some scientific solutions. I think that is what is a true teacher in his own capacity, passing the boundaries of the science, can visualize the thing. We were there together in HBCSE, also in Chelekare, also in Bangkok for International Science Olympiad. And I used to share with him many times the room during these stay in Bangalore or in Bangkok. One another good part is we had a family relation. His wife and my wife, they stayed together in Borivali. And my wife and his wife, they were good friends at that time. And therefore, I knew Katdare sir through that lineage also. The friend of my wife. And when this particular thing happened with his family, I was, or rather, my wife was very shocked to listen to these two incidences his family has suffered during the period of almost 2 or 3 years. So I not only lost my friend, but a mediator where the science can broaden the horizons of the personalities from different disciplines. So I pay a lot of respect to him. My homages to his departed soul. May his family gather the courage to remain calm. May his soul rest in peace. Thank you.
I suppose Those all who wanted to speak have done so. If
Hello.
anyone else, yes, then
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, Subhajit, please.
Hearing right from the beginning and even, everybody's pouring their heart out, and I don't have any words to say, but I feel that Katdare sir has left a piece of him in all of us. He has really, as everybody has said, he's been such a great teacher, he has not lived his life without science. Every day was scientific for him, and his way of life was science, and that's what I learned from him. That the way of life should be what you don't just practice what you preach; you actually live what you preach. I think we all of us can ensure that what we learned from Katdare sir, we carry that forward as teachers, as scientists, as human beings, as a biologist, as a chemist, as a physicist. He crossed all boundaries and he was able to transcend that feeling. And ever since I've known Katdare sir, I've always felt that he's just one of us. And that elder brother that we all lost, he will remain with us, and his teachings, his way of life is what we need to carry forward. The way of life, the way of science. Thank you. Let's all pray for him and his family.
anyone else wants to speak? As everyone here mentioned, we all have a feeling of having lost a great teacher, super physicist, a good mentor, a warm friend, and a person who was very active on various platforms and was always willing to help anyone. I'm sure we all will remember him for the rest of our life. May the values Katdare sir championed and the memories we have shared today continue to guide and inspire us all. Thank you all for being here today to honor and celebrate the life of Katdare sir. The meeting is now adjourned, wishing everyone peace and strength. Thank you.